week's episode of The Voice Party is brought to you by Big Boy Wraps. Get your car wrapped by some of the most experienced and skilled in the Bay. Big Boy Wraps, where the big boys play.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome to The Voice Party. We got Phil, we got JD, we got Joaquin, and my name is Marcos. We are The Voice Party. Again, I'm sorry, I just said that. That was the stupidest thing I've ever said. But something just happened.
Welcome to The Voice Party. Home
Welcome
of the Voice Party.
Home to The Voice Party.
Can I take your podcast?
There you go,
please?
yeah. I was doing so well, and then I just
It's all
messed
good,
that
man.
up.
It's
I'm
all
sorry.
good. We were talking about
movies.
Movies.
But something just happened. I think we should just
What are you talking about? Nothing happened, bro. Movie
No, I
magic.
think we should
The
tell them.
pasta was cooked before you put the sauce on it, man.
And then all of a sudden it wasn't cooked. No, we were recording an episode and it stopped recording on us. So now we are getting back into the conversation of what we were talking about. We were talking about movies and all the movies that I hadn't seen.
Yes.
Like I haven't seen Terminator, I haven't seen Fight Club, I haven't seen
American History X.
You probably
haven't seen The Warriors either.
I haven't
huh?
seen The Warriors apparently. Because it doesn't ring a bell at all.
Dude.
I mean, have you seen like Back to the Future?
Yeah, I've seen all the Back to the
Jurassic
Futures.
Park?
I've seen Jurassic Park.
Star Wars.
I've seen all those. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah.
Have you seen Independence Day? That's one of those you gotta watch.
What's that one?
Will Smith fights aliens. I can't describe
Oh,
it.
wait, is that the one where he was like homeless too?
No.
Or something like that?
No,
Like a
no.
superhero homeless dude?
Oh, no, that's Hancock.
That's Hancock.
Hancock. Okay.
I didn't like Hancock. Did you like Hancock?
Bad. That's why. That's my other thing too, is I read reviews and I'm like, I don't even want to see it.
You shouldn't read reviews.
Honestly, I didn't like Hancock. I mean, it was a fun experience, but the whole revelation at the end was kind of like, why? What?
I mean,
This has no bearing
I
on
like the
anything.
first half of Hancock when he's like a drunk, slubby superhero.
That's like realistic how it would be. Kind of like how the boys turned into
But
eventually.
then once he gets like his superhero suit and shaves, then it just kind of gets real generic.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
I think if you like, so I mean, based on your.
See, I only like
Do you like
comedy
what kind of movies do you like? Comedy movies?
I love comedy movies and I like, but like stupid.
Have you seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
Have you seen The Mask and all those like Jim Carrey movies?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Damn, it's crazy whenever someone brings up.
My favorite movies like in history are like Austin Powers, White Chicks, like all those kind of movies.
Have you seen Don't Be a Menace? I just rewatched that the other day. It's on Netflix right now. Have you seen it, Joaquin?
I've seen it, and it's like a long title, right? It's like "Don't be a menace while drinking your juice and holding a super soaker in the hood," and he's
like,
Compton.
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice.
Dude, it's on Netflix right now. And I watched that when I was. So that's the thing about those movies. It's a spoof. It's a spoof of like all hood movies. So, Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood,
Juice,
Dead Presidents.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of was one of those things where you gotta watch all those.
Yeah. I've seen most of those.
Oh, okay, cool.
One of my favorite movies, going back to like as a kid, Blank Man with Damon Wayans and David Alan Grier and Jason Alexander. Like I can recite that movie line for line. And then I watched it when I was an adult, and I was like, "Oh, this is wildly inappropriate. I should not have been watching this as a kid." But when you're a kid, all that just goes over your head, and you don't notice any of it.
What was that? Did you ever see that movie Mafia?
No, I never saw it.
It's a spoof of all mob films too.
Oh wow,
it's hella funny, dude. It's like a spoof of Goodfellas, Godfather, and Casino. All three. It's Jay Moore. Remember Jay Moore, the comedian?
Yeah,
he's the lead.
Oh
and
shit!
It's a fucking ridiculous ass movie, dude. Like, it's super corny, but it's hella funny. There's a scene. Shit, I haven't seen it in years. Just like. Dracula Dead and Loving It. Have you ever?
Yeah.
That movie's so stupid, but it's like, have you seen The Naked Gun?
Naked Gun. Oh,
so the old guy from The Naked Gun
is Dracula and Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
His character, what's his name?
He wasn't even a comedy actor until he did.
What's his name?
Airplane.
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie
He started out as a serious actor. He was in.
He was so good at comedy.
He was in Forbidden Planet. It was like a sci-fi film.
Airplane was the first one he was in.
Airplane was so funny.
Yeah. Airplane was the first one. Have you seen Hot Shots?
Maybe.
Charlie Sheen. It's hella funny, bro.
Hot Shots
it's like a spoof of Rambo and all those Vietnam movies.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say I know Hot Shots Part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
Yeah.
The first one's funny as fuck too, and it has what's his name? It's his other famous actor's dad. I'm trying to think of the name, but as an old guy, he's an old guy also. I'm trying to think of his name. His last name is Bridges, Lloyd Bridges. Remember Lloyd Bridges? He was in Hot Shots, the second one. He's the president. You don't remember?
No, I don't remember.
He has nausea and he throws up on some lady's plate and she doesn't notice it. It sounds stupid as hell, but it's anyways. I just rewatched since I watched what's this called Don't Be a Menace. I went back and saw I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Oh yeah, man. You know, it might just be me.
That scene with Chris Rock cracks me up, dude. You know what I'm talking about?
Or you talking about when he's like trying to haggle like for the chicken wings and everything?
How much for a plate of ribs? It's like, it's gonna be $5. Or like, how much for just one bite of the ribs? And you splash the soda in my hands. And he's like, man, they're like, all right, fine. It'll be like like $1 or something. And then he's like, all right, pulls out a wad of 100. It's like young Chris Rock before he was
man. Or that scene where the kung fu expert is going on about how proficient he is in several different styles of martial arts. So the police's response is to shoot him to death.
He's getting ready to fight because he's an expert at fighting like hella people at once, and the cop just blasts him.
She's like, I have a black belt in kung fu, a black belt in taekwondo, and like I could kill you in 6 different ways. All right,
it's a spoof of black exploitation
films.
You know what's funny too? That scene, that dude who's dressed as a pimp and his high heels have like a fish tank with a live fish inside of it. And he's walking and people were making fun of him because that was like popular in the 70s. And
with those
like
big platform shoes.
The platforms have a fish in it, and he's walking. He's like out of
the
jail.
fish are dead because they've had that outfit in lockup for hella long.
It's like he's like out of jail or something. He's walking out in the mountain town, and he thinks he looks cool. People are watching him. They're like, "What the fuck's he wearing?" And they start making fun of him. So he starts running, and he breaks the platform, and the fish die. Oh man, you gotta watch.
Write me a list, both of you. And,
well, this is the list right here.
You know, you can just watch the episode
and rewatch the episode
notes.
And take notes.
I have this thing about spoof movies where I feel like there's a point in time
they got cheesy after the 2000s. Man.
Yeah, where they stopped getting good. Because I'm like the first
Scary Movie 3 and shit.
When they started having like the movie movies.
Yeah, that's when it started
like
getting
epic movie, superhero movie.
Yeah,
those were
like the first Scary Movie was funny, but oh my gosh,
Scary Movie 1 was fucking good.
Yeah, I like Scary Movie 1.
Yeah,
I thought that was okay, but 2 and 3,
nah.
2 was funny a little bit,
half,
but
half.
more. That honestly, the best part of that was the scene with James Woods, the Exorcist scene. That was the funniest shit of the whole movie.
You know, it's probably like a lot of these comedy movies we're talking about are fucking classics from back in the day. I don't know what happened to comedy movies. Maybe we just got older.
Comedy, I think like skits killed comedy movies.
Yeah.
There's not
100%.
There hasn't been a funny comedy movie.
I think the most recent comedy movie that
I dare say Seth Rogen.
No, well, I was gonna say the most recent comedy movie that I actually really liked was This Is the End.
Yeah.
I didn't even. It was okay. It was
The world
okay.
ends and these actors are just having to survive in the apocalypse.
Well,
I say Step Brothers.
Step Brothers is one of the best. But you know what? Now it's hard because everyone's getting canceled for every little like people are scared to do shit now.
Yeah, because there's some shit and when the little kids in Talladega Nights. Yeah, Daddy, send that whip back to Indonesia.
Talladega Nights was hilarious.
Yes. Well,
you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
You know,
my ex used to just eat. She used to not even want to watch Nacho Libre because she said that it was offensive to Mexicans, and I was like, do you know that every freaking Mexican that I know loves that movie?
Also,
that Jack Black's wife.
Like, oh my god, I can't believe how wildly offensive the first Ace Ventura is, and it's like, go fuck yourself.
I mean, Nacho Libre is based on a real story, isn't it?
I think it's based on some real friar who was half Mexican, half like I forgot what.
Who was wrestling? Yeah,
something like that. But it wasn't like
the whole story wasn't based on.
The whole story wasn't based on like.
Or was it at least inspired by that?
Loosely inspired by some real. I forgot.
Like a Catholic priest or something that wrestled by moonlight. I see it as a
masterpiece, man.
I think I see it as a masterpiece too. Because
hilarious.
It doesn't even just get like the Latino thing down right. It's super funny, but then you get like the Catholic part of like where most of us were raised Catholic.
Yeah.
So everything about that is just like hilarious. It's either what you've learned about or what you've experienced in your life, and it's just freaking hilarious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I would say I think that comedy movies as a whole, I haven't seen too many come out in recent years, but I think that that's because you look at TV, you look at a lot of movies, they're interjecting a lot of humor into movies that aren't straight comedies. Like Star Wars had bits of humor, like the bit where like Kylo Ren has his tantrums. That's supposed to be kind of that's I laughed when I saw that.
The first Suicide Squad, they redid the whole movie to add in funny shit.
Right. And you remember how he's throwing that tantrum and the stormtroopers are like heading his way and they hear him and they're like, they turn the other way, you know what I mean? Or like the Marvel movies are chock full of jokes.
Yeah. And they're actually funny.
And they're actually funny, you know? And like to the point where, I mean, I have to... we were talking earlier before the big reset about like our favorite film moments, and Phil was talking about how awesome it was to have that communal experience with the Michael Jackson film, This Is It. How like, you know, people were singing the songs and walking down the aisles. For me, like one of my top favorite cinematic experiences is watching Endgame, because people were cheering at the same time. They were oohing and awing at the same time, and it wasn't just my theater. Like
that's a movie experience.
YouTube documentation of people, like when the hammer goes up and it flies over the cap, everyone's like, "Oh my god, I knew it!" Yeah,
that fucking got just as loud in the theater as it does like at a concert when like they do the last good song. Like it riled up like everybody. Yeah. So like I had that experience when I went to go see The Dark Knight. People were dressed as a Joker and Batman. It was fucking chaos. But I was talking about the day I went to go see the Halloween. That's what I was talking about. I went to go see Halloween, the whatever anniversary at the Rialto in El Cerrito, and it was exciting. Like people were dressed with the Michael Myers. They had the Michael Myers mask and shit. And at the very end of the movie, in the scene where he's like, I mean, it's not spoilers. You see in the movie, right? Where he's going inside the closet to get her, and she sticks a hanger in his eye. During that scene, this dude pulled out his fucking iPad to record, and then we're like, dude, this scene, you can go and watch it on YouTube, or this movie's been out for fucking 50 years, dog. What are you doing? Yeah. And this old guy who was in charge of the theater is like, hey, put that phone down, please. And he's like, man, don't fucking tell me what to do. And then the dude got up and he went like this to his phone, and the dude got up and he fucking pulled out the knife on the old man, a big ass knife. The guy, a real knife.
Oh shit!
And I'm like, this is the best movie experience. There's someone knifing someone, and this dude just pulled out a knife, and like 4 people got up right when that happened, and the dude, like, he saw everybody, and I was like right behind him, so I got up too, and I had a bottle in my hand. I was like, if this dude stabs this old guy, I'm gonna fucking risk my life and hit him in the head.
He didn't stab him.
No, he just pulled it out. Oh, and he threatened the old guy. But like 4 other people, myself was one of them. Right. We got up and we were like, "Hey man,
we're gonna fuck you
up.
Like,
chill out." Yeah. But I was like with a bottle in my hand, like, "Chill out. Hey, whoa." But I'm like, if this dude gets crazy, I'm about to pop him in the head. Yeah. Like, that's what she should have done with Michael Myers. Popped him in the head with a book. Yeah. But it was just like, it's a horror movie, and then some horror shit's going on. I was like, yeah, this is dope.
What theater were you at?
Rialto, El Cerrito.
El Cerrito. Oh, damn, must have been some Richmond riffraff bleeding over.
You motherfucker.
Oh, like when we were over at the theater in this neck of the woods last week, into Venom, and somebody...
We saw Venom too, and then during the post-credit scene, some kids were like putting their hands in front of the projector and making like animals and shit, and then some other kids like, hey, knock that shit off, and then they got into like a fight in the theater.
Jeez.
His exact words were, "I'll put hands up, bro. I'll put hands up. Don't touch me. It was intense.
I mean, people who act like that, who want to just fucking fuck with the movie for other people, they haven't gotten their ass beat enough. They deserve a couple more ass whoopings in their life.
I hate when people, like, I got my money back when there was hella kids playing in the theater.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I want my money back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've only had to do that once.
Well, it's annoying. Dude.
It was right after the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, the pandemic's still going on, but
I mean, like
quarantine.
When things open back up, yeah.
You know, it makes me upset. Do you guys ever see teenagers in shit, like walking around the street, and they think they're all that. They're yelling. They're being loud and rowdy,
so
and you're
annoying,
just like,
dude.
fuck.
But I was that.
Were we like that? Like,
I'm
why did we
sure
think?
we
Yeah,
were.
and it's like, why did we think that was cool? What? Because the only thing it does is make me so annoyed that I don't want to be out in public.
That just means you're getting older.
Yeah.
Because I think
that's what would make me want to go to a bar at like 2 p.m. and be like, you know what? There's no kids here. We could eat here. We could drink, and I could,
You're getting old.
Yeah,
you're getting old.
Let's go to
You know what
Denny's
it
at
is?
7 in the morning.
Welcome to adulthood.
It's your soul dying, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Youth annoys you. You're slowly burning your soul away.
It does.
I had read this thing. I wish I could remember the name of the business, but there's this one business where it was like a restaurant, and they also were kind of like a Dave and Buster's thing, but it was like a small, like independent mom and pop thing. And they had a rule: no children allowed. It was like adults only.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to bring kids there for that very reason.
Yeah.
And then,
well, you know what the problem is? It's not even the kids. It's that parents don't know how to tell their kids.
Parents don't beat their kids enough. That's a huge problem.
Well, not even just that, but they just tell them. I mean, like, my parents, honestly, like, in real life, they never beat us.
They never had to beat us.
They never had to beat us.
They just did this to me. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, shit. Oh.
Yeah,
I maybe got the pinch, and you got the ear once in a while.
And they're smiling while
and you're a successful musician.
Well,
Look at that.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, their whole thing was every time we went into a restaurant, right? Where are we going? A restaurant. How do you act? Good, or how do you behave? We had this whole line that my dad did every single time. And the second we acted up, he would either take every single kid. Yeah, I mean, all of our parents at like our schools and stuff, they all were on the same page. So if one parent had to take everyone out, everyone else was like, all the other parents were like, if they fucked up, they fucked up. You go whoop their ass too.
So,
you know what I mean?
Well, I remember like I was at a Jack in the Box one time, and literally there was like these 3 kids like running around the restaurant, climbing over tables, jumping off of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the mom's just sitting there on her phone, and I'm like, beat them!
Yeah.
Beat them! What is wrong with you?
I mean, you don't have to beat him. You just heard his testimony. He didn't get beat.
Yeah.
Well, clearly they never got beat either. That's why they're acting like,
He didn't. There's a way that you just didn't hear this man's testimony.
Beating don't mean shit because beating could just make him more violent.
More violent,
sometimes.
yeah.
So for us, I mean, I did get beat when I crossed that line.
Yeah, I got a belt and a chunk.
I got a belt, and one time I got the wire because I really fucked up. I really fucked up.
Yeah.
I was okay, But honestly, the in public when I would be at a party and I would be wilding out too much at a cousin's house, my mom would just do this, and then she'd like she'd do this like, remember this. She's like, remember this moment, like a checkpoint in a video game.
Yeah.
We're gonna remember this.
I remember when I was a kid, it might have been different because it was the 90s. It was the wild, wild west of living, I guess.
Yeah.
But, we didn't have no ADD, no spectrums, no allergies.
You did, but it's just people
There
didn't
was
know.
Ornery,
Yeah.
And the only cure for ornery was a whooping.
No, you did. You did have ADD.
They reference ADD in The Simpsons of the 90s, so it was out.
They had ADD. They had peanut allergy. You just didn't know because motherfuckers would just die.
Yeah.
So that's not true, Phil.
Back in the 1900s.
We were talking about this the other day. Did you see that interview with Sammy the Bull Gravano, the mob guy? Mm-mm. Well, he talks about how he was dyslexic, and everyone in school told him he was an idiot because he couldn't read. He would see the number 33 and it looked like 88 or some shit like that. And that's why he became a fucking mobster. And you see what he was as a mobster? He owned like 6 construction companies. He was damn near a millionaire. When he finally went into like be thrown into jail, I always talk about him because he's kind of an interesting character.
Oh yeah, he's fascinating. Now
they call him the Podfather because his podcast is one of them. But when he was like about to go to jail and he finally like all right, I'm going to jail. He was so fucking filthy rich that like one of the terms, and this is how smart he was. One of the terms that he gave the FBI, like, all right, I'll spill the beans on John Gotti or whatever, but he had the FBI go and collect all his debt from the street. That's a smart motherfucker. He was dyslexic. That's why he wasn't like successful in like a formal whatever in actual
academics.
Yeah.
But he was smart,
and that's how crazy it is that like
amoral but smart.
Yeah, killed a lot of people, but smart.
Lord, he had to climb that corporate ladder real
quick because he was a fucking like millionaire in the streets, and like I'm just saying that like all those shit I'm pretty sure they've existed for years. It just
even autism, like
Yep.
you've heard of the village idiot, the guy with the weird personality. There's probably somebody suffering with Asperger's. They just didn't know how to, going back to the Middle Ages.
Aside from being
Einstein was autistic.
Yeah.
Or they say
Beethoven, aside from being deaf, they said he was also like autistic. That's why he hella focused on the because he was deaf, so he would hella focus on the what's it called, the vibrations, and like you gotta be obsessed to do the shit he did.
memorize it and
then
and write
and then play it afterwards off of just how you feel, because
they just didn't have the diagnosis for all this stuff back in the day, and now we're like, let's categorize it. But
I mean, when I was a kid, I told you guys this, I would get preemptive beatings. We'd be in the parking lot, my mom would smack me around. Don't ask for nothing. Don't you embarrass me now. Wouldn't even give me the benefit of the doubt. All I'm saying is people, you look at kids now, you look at kids when I was a kid.
Okay, I'll say that.
No, but
can I ask you a question?
But they go
I have a
every
question.
generation.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you do that to your kid? Preemptive shit.
Well, not the preemptive. That was probably a little too much. Then again,
That's what we're.
But that's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm just seeing a kid where I'd be at my dad's house on the weekend. He'd be passed out on the couch because he works at 3 a.m. And me and my brother would put the garden hose through the mail slot. Hear my dad go, ha ha, very funny. And then I turn to my brother, now. And he turns on the garden hose. And then hear my dad, you goddamn kids. And then he can't get the garden hose through the mail slot. So he opens the door so he can pull it on the other side. That just made it worse because water went everywhere.
We can't understand what you're saying.
Oh, I deserve to get an ass whooping for that.
See, that proves your point. Beatings don't work.
yeah,
Beatings don't work.
I either got beat too much or not enough. The jury's still out.
Honestly, Phil, it sounds like you were abused, and that's never okay.
No, I think there's punishment
there's
works.
a difference.
Punishment works, but
I noticed it.
Different things.
I noticed
You were abused. We were disciplined. It sounds like preemptive beatings. Like
I just think it because you can get used to beatings. I got used to beatings. I was like, whatever, man. I fucked up. Hit me. Like I remember at one point being like, hey, I fucked up some shit in the yard, dude. Just I choose the belt. But when they're like, oh no, we're not gonna beat you. That little trip you were gonna do with your cousins this weekend, that's done. Like
yes.
Oh, that used to happen.
Fuck. That shit
Ooh,
is like, ooh.
That's the worst.
Once you know what they like and you take it away.
Yeah, that's everything.
Well,
everything.
Well, what was funny? Like when I used to get in trouble in high school, and I first got my cell phone, and this is before like Instagram was really a thing. Like all we had was texting and like AIM, pretty much. Like that's it, and like Tetris and stuff. I had a Nokia. That's what I had, and like I would get in trouble, and they'd like take away my phone, and I'd be like chilling for 2 weeks, and they'd be like, "This kid doesn't even realize he doesn't have his phone," and I'm like, because for the longest time I didn't have a phone, right? So like. If I got it taken away 3 weeks after I got my first phone, it's not
a big deal.
You can't miss something you don't really own, right?
Right.
And so they realized that taking away my phone wasn't going to do anything, but I loved going out. And so they were like, hey, so guess what you're not doing?
Yep.
Yes.
You're not going out.
For
like,
and now,
even as an adult, like when I'd mess up, because I still live with my folks, they can't ground me, but there is a time now where like I discipline myself and I'm like, I know I'm not going out for the next month. I'm like, I'll give it to myself, and they're like, yeah, because if not, we were gonna give you shit every time you go out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like you start putting the punishment on yourself. You're like, I get it, Mom.
And you know what? Like
I'll stay in my room all day.
I got one for that. Oh my gosh. Woo. So similar to you, right? When I was growing up in Arkansas from like 5 to 12, I was an only child. So my grandma's thing, it's like when she grounded me, there was no TV, no video games, no friends. So over the summer, that was the worst. My friends show up, they knock on the door. This is before cell phones. Everybody got kicked out. Can I? No, they wanted to come in and hang out because I had all the things. I had all the toys. And they would be like, knock, knock, knock. Hey, is Martin, is he available? Is Joaquin available? I was like, I'm on punishment. Well, for how long? I don't know. I may not hear from that friend for 3 weeks after my punishment is over. Mm-hmm. That was the worst.
Yeah.
And like to the point where when I moved out here, I got into like one fight in middle school. And then like I told my grandparents were very understanding. They're like, look, you lost your other grandmother. It's rough. We understand. We're not gonna. I said, I'm not watching TV for a week, and I'm just gonna sit in my room and read encyclopedias all day. You guys don't have to worry. I feel bad for what I've done. And they were just like, you really don't have to. No, I insist, because this is what grandma do would have it.
Yeah,
so I'm there.
It's funny because sometimes when I used to get punished and I didn't want to go to the places that I was supposed to go out for the weekend, in my mind I'd be like, yeah, I didn't want to fucking go anyways,
yeah,
fuckers.
Oh, that helped a lot.
That helped a lot, yeah, for me, yeah. But you know, it's crazy because you see these. I have like, all right, I don't know, man. Like, I guess I can see it now. I don't have a kid, but I you know, I have my little godsons. I can't. I hear people beating their kids like hard, like when they're that age, like, you know, under a year old and shit, or 2 years old. Oh, God. And I can't imagine hitting like little kids like that.
They don't understand.
Especially, well,
good Lord, not like that young.
You know, hearing about like these people that like kill their kid or like, I just like, God damn, I can see why.
Have you seen like the documentaries and stuff?
Yeah, that's what it's like. It's fucked up, bro.
What's the one that I just saw where the dad, he worked like at a power plant or something like that, and he put him in like this giant like tank.
I forgot about that
because he had another lover, and it was like, yo,
that's fucked up.
I mean, no offense. I know this is still terrible.
Yeah.
But just leave your family. You know, like,
yeah, that's
that way they're alive, because like it's not. It's
delete and restart.
Just delete. Yeah,
that's what he's trying to do. Delete his family and restart.
Like, you know, you might be in some financial trouble later, but like,
get your shit together.
You didn't kill. Them.
Yeah.
Because like, if
what was this on Netflix?
It was on. It was on TV when I saw it. But
okay.
Yeah, but it was on Netflix.
Because you've ever seen the documentary Dear Zachary? Anybody here?
No.
Phil?
No, but I did just watch the documentary on Britney Spears.
Oh no!
I want to see that.
I don't know what that is.
It's about her conservatorship.
Oh yeah. No, but Dear Zachary is a documentary about this crazy lady. You should watch it. You should definitely watch it. It's a fucked up documentary. And it includes a child. Okay. It's really fucked up, and it bummed me out. It's kind of not what you would think it is at first, and then it takes a turn. During the filming of the documentary.
Yeah.
The dude was making a documentary about his friend who was murdered. I'll just should I just say
it? Just say it.
Okay.
Yeah, because people have already seen
this movie is about this dude who was a filmmaker from San Jose, and one of his college friends was one of his best friends, and he hooked up with this lady, had a kid with her. They're gonna be like single parents. They weren't gonna be together. He got murdered before the kid was born, so he made it his mission to make a documentary to show the kid Zachary what his dad was like. Like that's what the whole film was about. He interviews friends, interviews everyone about the guy, what he was like, to show Zachary when Zachary gets older. In the making of the film, they discovered that the person who murdered him was the woman who had his kid, his baby mama. She shot him. And she's got the kid now, and like his friend's parents and the kid are like joint parents with them, you know, the grandparents of the kid, of the deceased dad. And as he's filming it, he's getting footage of Zachary growing up, and then there's an incident where they determined that she was guilty. She was gonna get like indicted for it, and there's a murder suicide. She kills herself in the kid. And that's what this that's the ending. I just spoiled it for you.
Yeah.
That's what it is about. Like, she ends up killing herself in the ocean and drowns a kid.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And as he's filming,
is this in the Britney Spears documentary?
That's what it's about. That's why I'm like,
is that the one where in the what's it called, in the trailer, they're like, they keep giving like evidence and stuff like that, and then things just aren't adding up?
Yeah,
like
they do find a bunch of evidence on her.
Yeah.
And like she was obviously the guilty one, and like that's what they find. The last person he talked to on the phone was her. Like, that's one of those things they discuss. Like, this dude damn near became a detective while making the film about his friend and how he was murdered. And there's a scene where the grandma who was like, she basically was like the one the baby liked the most, even though he lived with his mom. And like the kid is starting to walk, and like there's this a scene like the grandma's holding the baby like this, and he walks towards, like he's starting to walk, and the mom is on the other side. She's like, come here, and the baby turns around, walks back to his grandma. Like they just show like, you know, like you can't hide how the babies really love and shit.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Make her look even more guilty.
Yeah. But she ended up committing suicide, and she drowned the kid and shot herself, some shit like that.
That's insane.
And that happens while the dude was filming the documentary, because one day they disappeared, and then he just finished it, but in the whole intent of like, you know, showing that story. And it won hella awards. I heard about this because it was like the top 10 documentaries of that year, and that was one of them, and I showed it to like 10 people, and they all cried watching it. Even though I spoiled it to you, there's more to it. Like,
right.
Oh, I'm still gonna watch. Look, it's all about the journey.
Make you cry.
It's all about the journey and not the end.
Yeah.
For me,
it'll make you cry.
Those things like it's
documentaries hit hard, man.
They hit hard.
And it's a documentary. It's public record, so there's always a risk that when you do a doc, there's going to be some public, especially for like a high profile case like that.
It's free on YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's still there, like available. So yeah.
So. But
I was a juror on. I can speak of this now because the case is already
shit,
done.
really?
You did it.
My first jury duty. So let me tell you guys this. So I just turned 18. My dad's like, "Watch, you're gonna get jury duty," and he was just joke. Like I was like, "Dude, no, I don't want to get jury duty. I'm so scared. What if I get a murder case?" He goes, "You're probably gonna get one." And my dad has never gotten a federal case. He always gets like small, like petty crime stuff, right? And he's gone like a few times in his life. So I get called, I go, and of course it's a murder case, right? And it's between this dude and what we couldn't figure out if it was his caretaker or his girlfriend or both. He says that they were in love.
This case isn't open still, right?
No. This has been closed. He's already in.
Okay.
He's already in prison.
Okay.
But so basically he had a machete, a garage full of machetes, right? And I guess they had an argument in the kitchen or something. Well, he accidentally hit her in the head with the machete, so her brain was showing.
Oh shit!
Accidentally
chopped off all her fingers.
Oh,
they're hanging by skin, right? All her toes hanging by skin, everything. And then something.
Did you guys see pictures of it?
We saw pictures of everything.
Oh fuck!
Right? And this was just insane. So we're seeing all this stuff, and we're like, all right, this, like, he seemed pretty guilty from all the things I was saying, but it was, the lawyers were really good, right?
Yeah.
So they were going back and forth, and I was like, oh shit, maybe it was. Yeah, like what's really going on? And so we find this out.
Don't never call this guy for jury duty again.
Yeah. No, so we find this out. You could cut this whole story.
No.
But we find out. So 2 years prior to this case, him and his brother, so his parents had just passed away. He was like 65, right? He was living with his brother and his parents at that house. Well, they were in the kitchen and they were looking down the barrel of a shotgun because it got jammed. But they were in their kitchen. They're both 60, so they were 63 each, right?
Idiots.
Yeah, no, really dumb. And he accidentally pulled the trigger and shot his brother in the face.
Oh.
But his parents go, no, it's fine. Like, it was an accident, and so the cops didn't do anything.
Stupid.
Yeah, this was all in Orinda.
Dang.
Yeah. And I just remember being like, how did he get away with that?
Yeah.
And then you chop the only thing is, I can understand if you had a machete in your hand, because they did actually have a legitimate yard cutting business, and he was still working in it. That was his actual job. They had 20,000 machetes, but they were all registered and stuff, I guess, because at a certain length you have to have them registered, right? And so that checked out. And then what doesn't check out is that everything is hanging by limb or by your skin. If you could see the bone and every single finger and toe, this dude was going ham at her, right?
Yeah, like, it was clearly an emotional state that he was in, and he was just trying to.
Whoops.
Yeah.
How do you do that as an accident? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my thing too. It's like, yeah, bro, you can't. I think the head one, if you were just like upset and you just didn't even think
an accident. Like you're chopping something, she got in the way. Oh shit!
Yeah,
like that happened in Mexico. My mom told me the story. They used to get sugarcane and dice it up in pieces. You know how they sell it in the Mexican stores in pieces, and people just suck on it. This dude was chopping sugarcane into cubes into like small pieces, and he wasn't looking because he was hella fast at it. And this kid and it chopped off right here, and like this piece was hanging off, and like he was hella squirting blood. But I don't know the trick my mom said about it. They put sugar. And sugar coagulates it, and it keeps it from bleeding hella until you get to the hospital.
Oh shit!
That makes sense why too much sugar is bad for you.
Yeah.
Didn't know. That's crazy.
We got like 10 minutes left.
10 minutes.
We want to mention something real quick for you.
Oh yeah.
What do you got coming up?
So me and my band Tomorrow's June have a headlining show on December 26th. We have 2 shows actually. So one is going to be at 7 p.m. One's going to be at 9. So they're going to be shorter shows than last time.
Yeah.
Because we had like an hour and a half show, so our set's only going to be like 45 minutes each.
Nice.
But we have 2 great openers. Anais Chantel, who is this like jazz pop singer, but her voice is phenomenal. She's actually going to make a surprise appearance on our set.
Nice.
And then we have Danger 8, who is a band full of like 19, 20-year-olds, but they're like phenomenal jazz musicians that are transitioning into pop.
Okay. Nice.
Half and half.
Yeah.
So, and we've actually been writing with them a lot over the past few months. But anyway, so yeah, we are going to be playing a show, and tickets are on sale right now at yoshis.com. So hoping that everyone can go get those
7 and 9 p.m.?
Yeah, 7 and 9 p.m.
And day after Christmas.
Yes. It's kind of a weird date, but
it's not. It's perfect.
I'm hoping that because everyone's there, everyone's home, you know, if everyone just gets their tickets now.
How much are tickets?
$33 or $33 for the second show. That's general admission. $25 for the first show.
Okay.
So it's not breaking the bank or anything. Okay. But once you get there, it's going to be a great time. The set's going to be awesome. We're definitely rocking it out a lot more this time, and we're just super excited. What was I going to say though?
Well, I'll be there.
I appreciate that, man. I'd love for you guys to be there. I was going to say something else, but I forgot. I'll say it later.
I'm pretty sure you'll think of it later.
Yeah.
You got anything
coming up?
Just
to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Like, no.
He's like, I got my own podcast coming out.
I know, fucker. Like, no, I'm just kidding.
No. Like, I mean, I will just.
You do have something coming up that you were involved with. In fact, we all do. But I don't know if we want to make that announcement just yet.
Not just yet.
Yeah, no, not just yet. No, but soon.
Was it dungeon porn?
Yeah.
No, not
your first dungeon porn.
I wrote something that's done for us in Mini Fears.
Really?
Yeah. I finished writing it.
Yeah. We just gotta find time to film it.
I gotta show it to you guys first, though. It's not like
I'm sure it's fine.
Okay, all right.
I'm sure it's fine.
You know, we had discussed like what the next project for FMF may look like. What the new if there will be a new seat. There's a lot, but Phil and I have definitely talked plans. The 3 of us have definitely talked plans. I'm looking forward to that next phase. I started writing again. I hadn't been writing in like a year and a half because of everything that I'm dealing with, but I've been co-sponsoring the poetry club once a week at lunch over at my school, and these young poets coming in and doing their things, these young rappers coming in, so I'm sitting there during my 30-minute lunch. You've been doing this
for a while now?
Huh?
Is this new? I never knew about this.
Oh yeah, like the poetry club. That's where you remember we had Kevin on the show. He was the original co-lead with me for that program. You know, it's like during lunch the kids come and that we have a contest. Not a whole lot of prizes, but the kids are definitely put their A game forth, but. Hearing those youngsters go made me just reach for my pen, and so I've got some new songs written. I've kind of etched out some. I've etched out some FMF stuff too on the back burner. I'm not ready to share it with anybody yet.
I think you should record something.
Yeah,
soon.
For sure.
After listening to Dear Jane, like, why are you not recording shit, dog?
It's been a crazy year and a half, but like, and then I've got some FMF stuff on the back. I just want to have a conversation with the three of us on what we want to do with FMF, because I think once we get on the same page with that.
Yeah, that one I just did is a shorter one, but I still want to look at the other one we showed you, which is a lot longer.
Heck yeah! I want to help you edit that, and I think I wrote I did like 3 different versions for that one, right?
Yeah.
Where I was like, this one's more cinematic.
I haven't seen what I sent you, what you sent back, but
okay,
yeah. Hopefully, what about you, bro? You got something you want to share? Maybe just without sharing details.
I mean, I don't know if there's anything.
You just won awards. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's
pretty huge.
I guess. I mean, I'm used to it at this point. Humble brag. But I mean, just tired. Just looking forward to getting some more sleep.
Okay,
just
all right.
tired.
That's it's a good little.
That's one thing I know is like it's getting easier to sell this shit up, but it's still a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
You notice that?
It is, but it's fun.
It is fun.
It is fun.
It is fun. This room is empty when we get here in the morning.
It is.
Yeah.
It's It was fun though. That's pretty much it.
Did you ever look at the thing I sent you?
What thing? Which one, fucker? Like
I sent you a whole thing about ways to market and promote a podcast.
I didn't look at it. And then I know he sent me some stuff too, but we could probably have this talk off air.
Yeah.
But
oh, you want me to go on air?
Yeah, no, let's not let them in on these secrets.
On these secrets.
Indeed.
All right, thank you guys.
Workings of behind the scenes.
Yeah, none of that. No.
Throwing this party is a lot of work.
Well, I'll get some. What's it called? What are they called? Lavalier
mics.
Lavalier mics. Yeah, we'll do some behind the scenes shit.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening to the Voice Party. We're out.
We're out.
I got the guest here.